Hello, I'm Linda from Barlates Body Blitz, and here's little Minnie in her bucket bed. Today we're doing hip mobility strength. We're going to be using a bit of extra weight today, as well as some body weight only exercises. I'm just going to use one dumbbell. It's 3.5 kilos, which is around 8 pounds. You can go slightly lighter than that, or you can even do the whole workout without any equipment. I'm just using it to really get into that strengthening of the hip muscles, as well as a bit of hip flexor. You also need a mat, because we will be on the floor for quite a bit of the workout, and a chair to hold on to. You ideally want a chair rather than holding onto the wall, because we will be putting our hands onto the seat of the chair. Okay, so make sure it's nice and sturdy. So we're going to get straight into it. Come into a kneeling position. Your tummy's going to be in, and you're going to slightly hinge forward. I want you to use your arms in opposition. Sit down on your hip, come back up in the center, and sit on the other side. So I'm hoping that you can do this without needing to use your hands. But if you do need to give yourself a bit of a push off, maybe like that, then definitely just do that. So we're trying to move our heels out of the way slightly so that we're not actually sitting on our heels. And if you put your arms directly out diagonally, you should feel a little bit of oblique action as well. So down and up. And again, if you need to go a bit slower than me, you can definitely do that. Sitting your butt all the way down to the mat. Just 4 more like this. And 3. Deep breaths. 2. Last one. Now stay on this side and extend the top leg. So we're going to start rotating our upper body towards the back as we keep our leg turned slightly forward. So our kneecap is towards the side of wall there. It's almost like an outer thigh position, but because of the nature of this seated position, you're going to feel like your hip is probably going to try and turn up to the ceiling a little bit, and that's okay, okay? So I don't want it directly up like this. I want you to fight to keep it as close to parallel with the floor as possible. Okay, 4 more. Can you feel that? 3, already feeling a burn. 2, and 1. Now put your hand down and make sure that you're sitting quite upright. Hold your belly in, and we're going to keep that rotation, and we're just going to do smaller ones, sweeping forward and back. But now we're keeping our upper body still, forward and back. So you should be feeling a real burn starting to happen in this section of the hips here. Forward and back, forward and back. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. We're going to keep it in line with the other knee, and we're going to bend, extend. Bend, extend in line with the other knee. Now really try to turn your kneecap down towards the floor. No slouching in this shoulder. Bend, extend. Try to keep your body really upright because you're working into this top section of the hips here. Bend, extend. Bend, extend. Just 4, 3, 2, 1, and tiny down and up. It's a tap down and up, tap down and up. So really rotate in this hip joint and think about squeezing in here. I know it's tough. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Come back to that same move. We're just going to do a few here to get rid of lactic acid. So stretch your arms out in opposition again. Over and over. Deep breaths here. Across and across. 2 more. 1 and 2. So now we're on the other side, and we're going to extend that leg. Remember, you're slightly turning your knee down, and we're going to go in opposition. We're going to sweep our body towards the back as we sweep our leg towards the front. It doesn't have to be a big sweep, and if this is too much, maybe you're here, and maybe you're just focusing on the leg. Okay, but if you can, just do a few more like this, and then we're all going to put our arm down. 4 more. 3, really twist. 2, and 1. Nice job. So we're going to put our arm down, we're going to keep our leg in this position, And we're going to do those bigger arcs, just holding everything in. You want to make sure you're upright here, you're not slouching. Big arc, across and back, across and back. It's tough, I know. We're only getting started. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Now we're just going to do smaller ones, little ones. Breathing. Come on, I know it's tough. Try to keep your legs super straight here. You do not want to bend behind the knee if you can help it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it in line with the other knee and bend, extend. Bend, extend. Come on, we're coming to the end of this first sequence, and then we're going to change things up quite significantly. So 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and tap. Deep breath in and up. Tap and up. Tap and up. Come on. I know this twisted position with your kneecap turning down towards the floor is tough. Just 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness, that burn was real already. Okay, so we're coming into a kneeling position, but we're going to grab our weight now. Now, if you want to try the first few reps without a weight, you can. We're going to stay on one side. We're going to open our foot directly to the side, and we're going to lean into it. So just come and do a few of these. Leaning into it like a side lunge, but in a kneeling position. So I really want you to make sure that you're not overextending. You want to make sure your knee lines up with your heel when you're on the out of this move. You want to keep your tummy pulled in, your shoulders down and back. And I'm just hanging my weight in between, allowing the weight of the weight to kind of pull me further down. So this is like a stretching motion for the hips, and you'll feel inner thigh as well. But at the same time, we're strengthening. A few more like this. You're definitely going to feel this hip opening. 3 more. 2. Last one. Now we're going to bring our knees parallel again, and we're going to step kind of not directly in front, but slightly diagonal front. Okay, so come forward and back here. So you want to use the first few to gauge your positioning. Is this wide enough for you? You don't want your knee to jut out over your toe. Forward and back. And if this is tough on your knee, which I'm noticing now, double up your mat. Forward and back. Just 4 more. 3, really wide stance. 2, and 1. So now we're going to tap in, side, tap in, diagonal front. Tap in, side, tap in, diagonal front. And if the weight is too much, just drop the weight. You don't need to use it. So it's those push-offs, this push-off here, that's really tough, right? So you want to try and get as low as possible, sink into it, so that push-off is extra tough. Just a few more like this. Come on, squeeze your glutes. It's going to help you. 2 more. And in. This is the last one. Ah, yes, feeling that big time. And in. Nice job. Okay, we're going to do that to the other side. I'm just going to move my mat a little bit. So you want to come up into that same position and then step out. So your foot, if possible, is supposed to be facing, your toes are facing the side wall. Now just come into that leaning position and up. So this first couple is going to be where you decide how wide you want to go, how low you want to go. Everyone's different. Everyone has different points of flexibility in their hips. So if you're super tight, you might just be up here and you might be feeling it. Okay, so you don't need to go as low as me, as long as you feel the stretch and the strengthening. tummies are in. You really want to make sure that you're slightly pushing this hip forward, squeezing from the underside of the glute. 4 more. 3, really let this weight hang. Don't hold it in your hands. Otherwise, I mean, you're holding it in your hands, but you're not kind of like taking the weight in your arms. Otherwise, you won't feel that same kind of hanging feeling, okay? So come forward. Doesn't sound very technical, but I think you get what I mean. Okay, so stay forward and back. Jumping the gun there. I want to just step back in. So your knee is not directly in line with you like this. It's slightly out. Okay, maybe at around 30 degrees, not 45. And once again, you're letting your arms hang with that weight, and you're digging into the heel as you push back. I want a slight tuck forward with this back hip, and I really want you to get down low enough so you feel the stretch all the way down the hip flexor. 3 more. 2. Last 1. Now stepping in, and we're going to do the combination. Out to the side wide, tap in, diagonal front. Tap in, it's wide, and in, and front. Wide and in. You really want to stretch. This is a stretch sculpt workout. And in, and front. So pushing into the heel as you come up, that's what's engaging your glutes as well as the outer hips. 2 more sets. Forward and in, side and in. Last set, forward and in, side and in. Nice job. Okay, we're going to lose the weight. You can kind of move your mat out of the way as well, and we're going to grab the chair and we're turning the seat of the chair towards us, okay? So we're going to come into a standing position, and I want you to come into a wide lunge position and just start in a hinged position. So you're hinging forward from the hips, start going deep into the side lunge. So my toes are turned out here. I'm trying to keep my toes directly to the side, but if you're at kind of 45 degrees, that's fine. And you're sitting back into this glute, stretching. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to stay on this side. We're going to come down and then turn our knee so our knee is facing the chair, and then sit back. So turn it out, come down, turn it towards the chair, come back. You might need to change your positioning in terms of how close you are to the chair, whereabouts you're holding on. That's up to you. I just want you to sit back. So you're sitting back here and you're sitting back here. You're not coming fully up, okay? You're keeping a bend in that leg. Oh yeah, feeling that burn. It's definitely some glute in there. It's hard to isolate, but it's also this outer hip. Okay, last time like this. And sit back. Now we're going to stay in this position where both our feet are facing parallel towards the chair. And we're actually going to come all the way down and tap. Okay, so you're sitting back. You're rotating your knee down and tapping. And then sitting back. Down and tap. And sitting back. Down and tap. And sitting back. Now we're going to add in a little bit of a tuck forward in a kneeling position. Just do 1 more like this. Sit all the way back. Okay, now come down and actually kneel. Tuck your hip forward diagonally. Then come back up and sit back. Kneel down, tuck forward diagonal, squeezing the underside of the glutes, and come back. Down and tuck, push up and sit. 2 more. Down and tuck, push up and sit. Last one. Down and tuck, push up and sit. Nice job. We're doing it to the other side. I'm just going to move my chair so you can see things a little bit better. So, come back into that really wide stance. Hands are in front, and we're just going to start with sitting side to side. So start in the same way, your feet are turned out, and you're sitting down and back. Down and back. You want to be pushing your knees towards the back, which will help you to open up through the inner thighs and the front of the hips. Down and back. 3, 2, and 1. So now we're going to turn our foot so it's towards the chair and sit back. Then turn it back out to 90 degrees and sit back. So it's a turn and sit, a turn and sit. Now you really want to keep your tummy pulled in and you want to keep your back flat. Okay, I don't want you to round down like this. I want your back flat and really sit into it. Turn and sit. Just hitting all those angles. Turn and sit. How about 3 more sets like this? Two. Last one. Now we're keeping this parallel and we're going to come into an internal rotation and then sit. Internal rotation and then sit. And now if you can come all the way down and tap and then sit back, down and tap, sit back. So you're rotating your knee internally. Up to you if you want to come all the way down and tap, or if you just want to stay up here and rotate. A couple more, then we're all going to tap down and tuck our hip forward. Okay, come down, tuck and squeeze to the corner of the chair, come back up and sit back. Come down, tuck and squeeze, do it slowly and sit back. Down, tuck and squeeze, up and sit back. 2 more, down, tuck and squeeze, up and sit back. Last time. Down, tuck and squeeze, up and sit back. Awesome job. Okay, so you won't need the chair anymore, so get rid of that. But you will need 1 weight, and you can use your mat again. So the leg that you just did the kneeling with and the tuck and squeeze, don't use that leg. We're coming onto our side and we're going to do some really simple clamshell work. So I want you to make sure that you're really aligned here. Your hips are stacked on top of each other. You're pushing out of your shoulder, elbow underneath shoulder, tummies are in. Now if you're using your weight, we're going to be putting it on our thigh. So make sure you've got the right amount of weight. Your knees are diagonal towards the front of the mat. I'm just going to hold this on my thigh and I'm going to start opening my clamshell. So opening up my knee to the ceiling and back down. This is 8 pounds, so it's not super heavy, but I still want you to be really controlled in your motion. So I'm pivoting on kind of my toe on my other foot. Some people like to flex their feet and use their heel to pivot, so it's up to you. The most important part is that little spot right at the top here where you're squeezing as hard as you can to get your knee as high to the ceiling as possible. Okay, that's where the magic is, all the way up there. Just a few more like this. It's a tough one. We're strengthening the outer hips. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Okay, we're going to add on. We're going to open, but not all the way to the ceiling. We're going to extend our leg. We're going to tap down and up. We're going to close. We're going to close. We're going to open, but not all the way up. Extend, down and up. Tap your toes. Close. It's a tough one. Down and up. Lots of control. No slouching. Tap and close. Open, extend, down and up, bend, and close. Just 2 more. Up, down and up. Really feeling it, are you? Last one. Down and up, and close. Okay. 1 set of extended leg raises, and then we're moving to the other side. So just open it again like you just did. Extend your legs super straight. Now just come down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Are you feeling this on the outer hip like crazy? Come on, we can do it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. We're going to the other side. I'm being super nice and not making you do every single set on one side first, because I really want you to focus on getting your form perfect here. And if you're too fatigued, then you won't be able to do that. So remember, everything's aligned, tummies are in, your hips are stacked on top of each other, elbows and shoulders are aligned. This is kind of diagonally. Then you put your weight on that hip, and we're going to start opening up. Now, you may find that one of your sides is much tighter than the other, okay? And that's okay. You just need to keep pushing as much as you can to get the knee up to that top point. Blow out all the air as you twist and push, 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 push. Squeeze your glutes and also think outer thighs and even inner thighs. As you come back down, control it down and think inner thighs. Come on, not much more to go. Breathe through it. Make sure it's on a part of your thigh where you really feel it. 3 more, and then we're going to add the extensions. 2, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Last one, come down, and we're going to start from here. So we're going to open up, not all the way. We're going to extend. We're going to come down and up. We're going to come in, down and up, extend, down and up, back in, down and up, extend, come in. Now, if this is not hard enough for you, either use a heavier weight or put on a resistance loop just above the knees. That'll sort you out, especially if you've got a fabric loop. Up, extend, down and up. The real key is to keep your entire glute and hip tight, tight, tight. And down, 2 more. Extend, down and up, and in. Last one. Extend, down and up, finish it, and down. Okay, deep breath in. Just those raises. Open, extend, down and up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Down and up. Down and up. Just stopping at the top there, really feeling the weight. Don't hold the weight with your hand. You're just resting it on there, right? You want the entire weight of that dumbbell on your thigh. Just 5, ouch. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, we're going into a completely different position. You kind of don't need the mat for this one. We're going to sit with our legs stretched in front of us, and we're going to use the dumbbell, the turned up dumbbell, as a point of reference to get our legs up high. Now, you want to make sure your neck is long, your tummy's in, and you can lean on your hands however you want. If you die with this and your hip flexor is just not having it, you can come all the way down. But I'm going to try and stay kind of in this upright position. My legs are going to be quite wide, and I'm just going to start with the back leg because we just worked the front leg. So the back leg is just going to come in line with the other one and out. So I'm going to keep my legs super straight, and we are going to be working the hip flexor, the front of the hip there. So my dumbbell is not really that high, but I'm just making sure I'm clearing it every time, just giving me a point of reference that I'm getting to the same height each time. And across, up and across. Make sure your kneecap stays up to the ceiling. Just 3 more like this. 2. Last 1. Now, I want you to come above and bend press. Bend, extend. Bend, extend. So you are keeping your leg above the dumbbell. And if this is just, oh my gosh, then either come down here, like I said before, or do it next to it. I'll let you do it lower. Bend, extend. Not many more, I know it hurts. 6, 5, 4, no slouching in the shoulders. 3, 2, 1, come back down. Okay, we're going to do a combination. We're going to go cross, bend, extend, up, bend, extend, down, cross, bend, extend, up, bend, extend, tap down, cross, bend, extend, up, bend, extend, down, cross, bend, extend, tap. 4 more. Bend, extend, tap. 3. And 2. Burning yet. And last 1. Bend, extend, down, ouch. Okay, we're doing the other side. Are you ready? Exactly the same thing. We're going to go across and tap. That's all. Across and tap. So this is your opportunity to turn on your abs. You may as well get some bonus ab work in. Maybe you're even putting your hands in front to activate those abs, but I really want you to focus on the hip flexor. So if that is distracting for you, then definitely just keep your hands like me. Across and back. Across and back. 4 more. Super straight behind the knee. 3, 2, 1, up, bend, extend, bend, extend. Remember your options. Maybe you're down here, or maybe you're down here, or maybe you're up here but to the side. Bend, extend, bend, extend. Come on, you can do it. You did it on the other side. We're nearly done. This is a short and sharp workout. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to tap down first. Cross it, bend, extend, center, bend, extend, tap, across, bend, extend, tap, across, bend, extend, tap. Come on. Last little bit in this position. Across, bend, extend, tap. 3 more. Tap. 2 more. Bend, extend, tap. Last 1. Bend, extend, tap. Okay, so you don't need your weight anymore. And we're going to finish up lying on our bellies. I'm just going to move this completely out of the way. So lay down on your belly and you can just relax through the upper body. I want you to really think about pulling your abs in and up, push out of your shoulder blades. If you prefer, you can even have your head down on your hands. I'm going to stay up like this just so I can talk to you and look at you. We're going to anchor the leg that we just worked, okay? Anchor it, we're not moving that one at all. We're going to bring our heel all the way in towards our glute. And from here, we're going to turn our hip out and then turn our hip up. Pick it up and tap your knee and then tap your knee. So it's tap your inside of the knee, tap your parallel knee. Turn out, turn back to parallel. It's a tiny little turning or rotating in your hip socket. It's out. The other leg is just really planted into the mat. And up to you. If you want to come down here a bit more, that will take some lower back out of it, because I really want you to focus on the hips more than anything. And out. 3 more like this. 2 more. Last one. Okay, we're going to do this with an extended leg now. So we're going to come in, extend out, in, extend out. So it's a bend, extend, bend, extend. It's a small range of motion. I understand that. Okay, so it's knee to the side, extend, knee parallel, extend. We're resting our entire shape of the leg down, but we are picking up the entire thigh as we transition, okay? That's where the work is. It's in this transition. 4 more. We're nearly done. 3. 2. Last one. Finish it. Okay, this is the last little bit. Just turn out, maybe 3/4 lengthen. This is going to be tough. You might need to push into the mat. We're just going to pick it up. Pick it up and drop it. Pick it up and drop it. Pick it up and drop it. It's tough. It doesn't want to move. Maybe keep your knee bent and just pick it up like this if it's too much with an extended leg. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. And we're doing the other side. So we're going to bend our leg in, the other one is going to anchor, and we're going to turn out and then turn parallel. Out and parallel. So you're picking up your leg from the floor. Okay, so your entire thigh is resting, and then you're picking it up and rotating. Pick it up and rotate it. Pick it up and rotate it. So that pick up is where all the work happens. And I want you to really rotate as far as you can. So you're bringing your heel down towards the other thigh while you're turning out from that hip. Rotate. And up. Rotate. Really burning now. 4 more. Rotate. 3, 2. Last one. So I'm just going to make sure I'm not hitting anything. We're going to come from a straight leg in, rotate, extend, bend and extend. Bend, rotate, extend, bend, rotate, extend. Every time you pick that leg up, I want you to try and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your glutes as much as you can and your outer hips. Up, rotate, extend, rotate, in, extend. Out, extend, and back in, extend. Come on. This rotation is what's strengthening your hips. Doing this with a loop on above the knees or some ankle weights is going to increase that even more if you want to. 2 more sets. Out, extend, in, extend, last time. Out, extend, in, extend. So we're just going to turn out I'm going to 3/4 lengthen my leg. I'm going to use my back arm and press into the ground, trying to keep my neck straight. And we're just going to pick it up and drop it. Pick it up and drop it. Now remember, this is your option. It's much easier with your heel all the way close to your butt. The more lengthened your leg, the harder it is. Pick it up and drop it. Last exercise. Pick it up and drop it. Pick it up and drop it. Come on. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. We're going to come into like a little froggy stretch. So just open up. You can kind of come all the way down if you want to, opening up through your hips. Some people are super flexible in this position and they're able to come all the way down. Now, if this isn't working for you, there's a mosquito, then maybe just actually sit on one leg, like kneeling, and then push into that thigh, and then come onto the other side and push into that thigh, or even extend your leg like this. Okay, you're just trying to open up through your hips, so bend or extend. Maybe come into it again on the other side, maybe extend again. And then sit down onto your glutes, soles of the feet together, and just kind of wiggle, opening up through those hips. That should feel really good. And we're going to bring that leg across and just sit really upright and hug it in, feeling the stretch on the outer side of the hips. And this is the sort of stretch you can hold for a long time, sitting in front of the TV maybe. Just make sure you're warm before you do it. Feeling so good. Feeling lengthened actually. A lot of times when you do bar workouts or you do other lower body workouts, when you do this stretch at the end, it actually really hurts. But it shows you that we really opened up our hips, that it doesn't hurt so much, or it doesn't hurt me as much anyway. Nice job. And we're just going to lay down and open up the hip to the side. And then if you want to, you can come into a happy baby, hold on to your heels and rock a little bit. And then drop the other leg and open up the other hip. Nice job. If you want to open both at the same time and do that same kind of butterfly action, you can. And just because we did use our upper body a little bit, we'll stretch across and across and forward and forward. Roll your shoulders, and that is it. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed hip mobility strength, and I hope you really liked using the weights and the different type of rotations to open up through the hips. Leave me some comments, let me know how you liked it, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.